Hello, this is going to be a tutorial on using the BlueJ environment. I'm going to start the BlueJ application. When the BlueJ first starts, you have a generic window here, and we want to start a project. So I'm going to go to Project, New Project. You want your project name to be descriptive, and it can also often be the name of one of the classes. We are going to be practicing some output to the console, so I'm just going to call this my Chalkboard demo. And then inside here, when you create a new project, you're going to create a new class. So I'm going to click on New Class, and in that class, I'm going to create what's called a Chalkboard. That's the name of my class. And when I create a class in BlueJ, it automatically creates and sets up some defaults for me. Some of those I'm going to use, some of them I'm not going to use. When you're first getting used to this environment, you should kind of go in and play around with a little bit, look at some of the different menus, etc. Some of these menus we're going to be using today, some of them we won't, but be sure to go ahead and check out some of that. I'm going to double click on the editor, and when we get into BlueJ, it actually provides a template for us for this particular class. It's just a generic template. Every time you open it, it's going to be the same template. If I come in here though, I want to personalize this. We should always comment what our method is going to do. This one's going to be a Chalkboard, and it's going to be for experimenting with code and experimenting with outputs to the screen. So it's a Chalkboard for experimenting with code. And there's a couple different ways that we could set this up. I'm going to show you this way, and then we'll have another video to show you another way. This particular way is I'm not going to worry about a version number here. This particular way is going to use the built-in class that it provided us. I'm going to use the integer variable that they provided. I'm going to create a new variable, private message. It's going to be private string message. So I have an integer variable and a string variable. A string is anything that's inside quotes. I can add another little comment in here. So any letters inside double quotes are a string. And an integer is any whole number, positive or negative. Please notice that the class level variable, the instance variables, are private. Our methods for now are going to be public. The method that has exactly the same name as the class is called the constructor. And the constructor sets the defaults. So right now our value for x is 0, and our message is just going to be, this is our Chalkboard. I have to put it inside double quotes because it is a string. Then I'm going to write some of my own methods. I'm going to write a method to display the Chalkboard, so public void, because I'm not going to return a value, but I am going to have it display a method. So we are going to say public void show Chalkboard, and I'm going to use a built-in system command. It's system.out.println, that's an ln, and I'm going to display the message that belongs to this class. These variables right here are kind of like global variables in that I can access them from any method within the class, and I don't have to redefine them. Once I define them up here, I can use them anywhere in the class. If I compile this, I have no syntax errors. When I go to run a project in Greenfoot, I have to make an instance of the Chalkboard. So I'm going to create a new Chalkboard. I'm going to go with the default name. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to show Chalkboard, and we have an interactive environment now. So changes I make over here, I can see on my Chalkboard. If I go back in to the editor by double clicking, I should go back and comment this method. Every method that you create should have a comment. And so this comment is going to, or this method, so it's a method to display our message to the console output is what it does. That's what system.out.println does. If I ever want to change the method, I'm going to say public void new message and send in a parameter. The parameter is going to be a string, and it's just going to be a message. Please note I am using camel casing on my naming, meaning the first letter is lowercase, the next letter is uppercase. That's camel casing. Called camel casing because of the humps on a camel. And also note the name of a class is capitalized, but the method names should be lowercase, and variable names should start lowercase. So what will happen here is I will assign the class variable message, that's this variable up here, the value coming in, a message. Compile it. I either spelled something wrong, got a typo, or there is something else wrong. I think it was just a typo. Right click, new chalkboard, hit OK, right click, create a new message. So now I'm going to send in a new message. Hit OK, right click, show chalkboard. And our new message showed up. It still has our old method because we didn't have the option on to clear the screen. If I tell it to clear the screen and then call our new message and say new message 2, OK, right click, show chalkboard, there's new message 2. If I wanted to show the chalkboard automatically when I change the new message, I could call show chalkboard from within my new message. Then I wouldn't have to right click when I create the new message. New message 332, I guess. Hit OK, and it automatically displayed that message because I put the method call to show chalkboard immediately after I changed the message. So that would save me a little bit of time in calling a method. That's going to probably be enough for this tutorial.